Pulsar's trying to one-up Logitech with the X2 Crazylight. I mean, I just love the name competition here. Super Light, Crazylight. Now we need like Razer or SteelSeries to come out with something like the Super Duper Pooper Scooper Light or something, just wrapped all the way around it. But other than the name of this mouse, we're gonna take that deep dive with the thermal test, the raw measurements, the build quality, and see what this mouse is it Crazylight, and should you pick it up? Now, of course, we have to kick it off by looking at the weight to see if this mouse can back up its name being Crazylight. And whenever we slap this on a scale, we're getting 38.4. Now, to compare it up to some other mice, we have the Razer Viper Mini. This is a signature edition with some paint on it, coming in at 49.5. And then the new Ponage carbon fiber mouse, the Trinity, slapping this on a scale, we're getting 41. Now, whenever you come to Pulsar's website here, you're going to see as far as the weight, they're stating 37 grams with the bigger feet like I have on there, and it's 35 grams with the dot skates. So the Pulsar Crazylight is checking in a little bit heavier than Pulsar is claiming. Now, just to be clear, I have a pre-production copy. This mouse arrived to me in a brown box with a mouse, the cable, and a dongle, and that is it. No retail packaging or anything, so maybe it's changed, but we're only talking a gram, so who really cares? As far as the feet on the bottom, again, I only have the big feet. I don't have these small dots, so I can't speak on that. But yes, it is Crazylight, and it is perfectly balanced. On that note, let's check the build quality. So going perfectly in line with me just dropping the Crazylight, we're gonna do that build quality test here. And y'all know whenever I do the build quality test, I take out the force gauge meter, press it into it to see how many pounds it starts flexing. And just to be clear, this is the first time I ever do this test live whenever I'm pressing recording here. I don't do it beforehand to see, oh, hey, it flexes here, it doesn't flex there, let me be careful. You know, if it breaks on camera, I want it to break to show you guys that flex point. And again, none of us are really gonna press it this hard. I just wanna show you beforehand what kind of build quality we have. And I can come all the way up to 15 pounds here. Oh geez, wow. Okay, I pressed that a little bit too hard and it slipped off. But anyways, we can press it up to 15, no flex. Now if I come up here towards the front, we got that button separation right to the side lip right there. I will get a little bit of flex, right around maybe 5 to 6 pounds. You can probably see it there, but I don't think any of us are gonna really be gripping up there. So if you do grip up there, maybe that will be a concern. As you can see, it kind of move in a little bit. Me personally, I'm gonna grip it back here by the buttons. Anyways, coming to the back of the mouse, no flex, which we just about never see any flex on back of mice. We're always more concerned on the sides here. Over here on the side of this one, no flex either. Let's check on that front bit up there. So I do get that maybe right around, it seems more around 7 to 8 pounds. I don't know how well you guys can see that in the camera, but I get that little bit of flex right up there. Now, whenever you're pressing this, again, it's such a small, lightweight mouse, you don't really feel any of that flex, whatever. I never felt any of it in the game. And that's really cool to see. Such a lightweight mouse with no holes on it, like we see from just about all the other competition when they try to achieve such lightweight, but this one being a solid shell, of course, other than the bottom right there, but it feels like a premium quality product top to bottom. So I know I've been bouncing around a little bit different than I usually do with my mice tests. I usually start with the measurements and the heat signatures, but of course I wanted to start with the weight right here, and then with me dropping it, it just went right in line right there as I just about drop it again. But now I want to talk about those raw measurements, not just the back of the box manufacturer's measurements. I want to show you some raw measurements. We'll talk it up to some comparisons as well. But as far as the length, see right there, that 115, grip width towards the bottom, right around 58, grip width towards the top with the buttons, try not to press them in, right at about 59. So not much. That flare out on the back bit, right down here on the lower bit, right there around 59. And you can see where it scoops up a little bit right on the top here, right around 55 to 56. Now, as far as that hump in the middle, right here, sensor, right in line with the middle buttons as well, you're getting right at 35. Now, if we pull it back, the hump will be a little bit behind the sensor, that main hump, coming right around 36, almost to 37 there. Now, as far as the front width, right over here, 54, and you can see it's pretty much exactly the X2. That's what it is, the Crazylight X2. So if you're used to that shape, that's what this is. But now talking about some comparisons here. We got the X2, we got the Viper Mini Signature Edition, and then the Ponage, their new carbon fiber Trinity here. Whenever you get these mice in the hand and feel them, these are all smaller mice, which by the way, my main review of the Ponage carbon fiber Trinity will be coming soon, and then also their Stormbreaker carbon fiber. So subscribe, hit the bell for those coming up. But anyways, as far as the comparisons of the X2 Crazylight here, getting this in the hand, it feels a spit and image to the Viper Mini, like almost to the T. I would say maybe I don't know, would the Viper Mini have a slight bigger, you know what, heck, let's just check right here. I'll check with the measurement, sensor to sensor right down there. We're getting at 37 on that hump, and then right here, I'm back on the main hump, 36. So yeah, it is exactly what I was thinking. The Viper Mini hump is a little bit more prominent, but we're talking minute differences. These feel a spitting image the same. Now we come over here to the Trinity. This hump is significantly bigger, and again, let's make sure we're set to 0, and I'll just give you that mid hump point right here. We're getting right around, let me get in the middle, 38, pretty much 39 on the Trinity, and you clear as day feel that hump in the middle, which is something I actually really like. These are definitely smaller and more fingertip for myself. Now where all that's really gonna come into play is with the thermal testing here. Now you may grip the mouse a little bit different. Me personally, I'm like a fingertipper or a relaxed claw where I can kind of rest my hand down on it, and that's probably how I would prefer using this mouse, honestly. So let me bring it underneath the heat signature camera and actually show you. And I'm gonna rest it down, and you're gonna see my fingers up there, maybe a little bit right back here on my knuckles. You'll see my thumbprint on that side. Coming over here to this side, look, you can see 1, 2, 3 fingers, bam, right back over there, you know? So again, you can kind of rest it down like that or pull it into a fingertip as far as flicking and dipping. This mouse is a little bit smaller. So coming over here to the Razer Viper Mini Signature Edition, this is a magnesium mouse. I believe it's magnesium, right? That's what it is. But anyways, it is colder to the touch, so I hope this heat will actually transfer through to it. And you can see right here, again, you're not going to see much heat because, again, with it being metal, so it's not going to transfer as well. That might be a bad comparison, but let's come over here to the Trinity, which this one is carbon fiber, and you're going to really see the difference of that hump. So I'm trying to get some heat transferred over to this one here. You're going to see, like, I can feel it clear as day right up here on my knuckles, and when I let go of it, hopefully you can see, again, there's holes and it's carbon fiber, but I'm really getting my knuckles across this whole bit. Over here on the side, you're seeing it go up there, almost back into that hump like an ergo, but not quite as much. Over here on this side, you can see a little bit over there, but clear as day, like you seriously feel this mouse into your knuckles with that prominent hump compared to, again, the Crazylight. So now let's go and talk about performance and my time actually using this mouse. As yes, I did actually use the Crazylight here, which usually when a smaller mouse comes in, I pass them to my son, old Techne Jr., and he tests them out for me, give me feedback. Sometimes I'll get on camera and talk about them as well, because there's no denying this mouse is too small for me. It is very small. But other than shape, talking that raw performance with this mouse coming with the 8K dongle included, the performance is rock solid. The buttons, they're crispy, they're instant, they're snappy. No stutters, no delays, no hiccups or anything. Now, I left the mouse at 4,000 polling rate. I don't really mess with 8,000 because I get a little bit of stutters here and there. I just don't want to mess with any of that, you know? But again, running 1,000 or 4,000, butter smooth. The buttons were crispy and instant. No hiccups, delays, using a wireless keyboard and a wireless headset with it. Again, the performance was rock solid. My gameplay was not, because again, this mouse is too small. I like something that I can kind of control my shots and, you know, my movements and whatnot. When this, again, was in the front of my hand, it was just tough for me to use, but raw performance, A+. Now, going right in line with what I just talked about with performance being the Crazylight, including the 8K dongle, which is super cool, by the way. It's this nice transparent dongle. I think it just looks awesome. But talking about this mouse, including the dongle, is kind of tough to say, as Pulsar mice are usually 99 bucks and then 20 bucks extra if you want the high-speed dongle. And I love how you get the option. Do you want it? Then pay for it. Well, right now with the Crazylight, it's 120 bucks. So it's kind of hard to say it's included. It's almost like they're making you pay for it. So I do hope Pulsar releases a version later on down the road that does not have the 8,000 polling rate with it. And then you can just use the 1,000, but I don't know. So many people are wrapped up in polling rate nowadays. Most people will go buy it anyways. I did try to pair it with one of my previous dongles and it did not work. So again, it may be synced up with a different kind of dongle through Pulsar. Again, my previous 8K dongle would not pair up with the Crazylight whenever I tried it. So the best way for me to wrap up my review on the Pulsar Crazylight X2 is, well, if you like the Pulsar X2 shape, you're gonna like this. It's just a lighter version. Yes, it is Crazylight, but for me, it's also crazy small. I personally would like to see an X-Lite Crazylight. That would be crazy cool.